Hi, I'm April J. Harris. These are my top 3 baking tips. Tip 1, measure accurately. Both weights and cup measures work perfectly well. Weights are more accurate, but generations of cooks have been using cups very successfully. My recommendation is always to make a recipe using the measurements it was first written in, unless there's a conversion provided. Attempting to convert recipes yourself doesn't always lead to a good result. If you measure using a scale, be sure to zero the scale using the bowl that you're placing the ingredients in, and always measure each ingredient separately. Here's how to measure using cups. Be sure to use actual cup measures and measuring spoons, available in most kitchen and grocery stores, and of course on Amazon. You can't just use a random cup or mug or cutlery for teaspoons and tablespoons. That doesn't work. Pour or spoon the ingredient into the measuring cup, and then level the measuring cup with the flat edge of a knife. It's the same with teaspoons and tablespoons. The only exception is brown sugar, which recipes will call for as either lightly packed, packed, or firmly packed. Lightly packed is just gently placed in like this. Packed is just a little more firmly. And firmly packed is pressed in very well indeed. So obviously when you do it firmly packed, you end up with a lot more sugar. Tip 2, baking is like alchemy. The formula makes the recipe work. Unless you're a recipe developer, don't mess with the measurements of things like flour, baking powder, or eggs. But flavorings and spices can be left out or changed. Ingredients like raisins or nuts can generally be left out or changed. If you do change a recipe and it doesn't work out, please don't blame the recipe developer. They tested the recipe as it was written. Tip 3, keep an eye on your baking. Recipes are affected by the type of oven, the altitude you live at, even the weather. Keep an eye on the oven. And if a recipe asks for you to cook it for 8 to 10 minutes, set the timer for 8 minutes first and then check it. You can always cook things for longer, and sometimes you may need to, but once something's overcooked, it's too late. And there you have it, my top 3 baking tips. For delicious baking recipes, please visit apriljharris.com.